All right, just a couple of things I want to show you here. There's that bucket I was telling you about. You can see it's got a rest for your sponge. I don't use that so much. It's actually got an indentation or a little well in the bottom to pour your soap in so you can start getting some water level in it before you actually start sudsing up the soap so you don't end up with a bucket full of suds. So that's nice. But the biggest thing is the grate. That's not the only one that's on wheels. That was I got that offline. You can find them all over. But find you a bucket like that because that's a big deal. And then, of course, I'm using an empty kitty litter bucket for my tires. And again, there's grease and stuff like that, and you can see inside that bucket it's dirty. So that's why I use a separate bucket for the tires. And then you can't really see it, but a fireman's hose nozzle gives you all kinds of adjustment. You can have a tight spray, big spray if you're trying to, again, sometimes you do have to wash them when it's sunny out, so it's nice to be able to keep the car wet with that umbrella kind of like effect that you can get with it. So those are the tools that we're going to be using today, and we're getting ready to get started. We're going to start by just adding a little water. Get the tire wet. No, you don't necessarily get the whole car wet at this point. But let's get that tire wet. Bring that rim down. And then it's as simple as getting a little water on there. Getting that. Put the soap right on there. Get it all around. You want to try to get up there because it's sitting on the ground. So if you don't, try to reach up underneath there, which you end up with a dirty spot where it was sitting at. And you want to try to avoid that. You know? Get all the way to the edge, from the rim to the edge. So there you go. Simple scrub. Come back, rinse it off. One down, 3 to go. All right, we're going to start by getting the thing wet. Trying to rinse it off, try to loosen up some of this dirt. It's not caked in dirt, but especially if it's caked in dirt. You want to get it wet, let that water have a few minutes to soak on it, go up into the dirt, some of the mud or whatever, so you can rinse it off. You don't want to just go in there and scrape a big, or scrub a big clump of dirt off. It's like using sandpaper. I like to get in the wheel well, put some water up in there. Doesn't make a huge difference, but you know, less cake up in there, the better off. So if you get a chance to get to a high pressure wash, that's a good time to run it up in the wheel well, try to put some of that off. Make sure you wash around the windows, around that area, your door jams, all that. Try to get some water running there, and get any dust or anything like that out of it. Makes it easier when you go to wipe it down. It's not dirty. Just you're able to wipe the jams out. As you can probably hear coming down the street, it's my neighbor. He's got a Mustang too. He's got an 04 GT. And then across the street from me, there's an 09 California Special convertible. So it's a Mustang neighborhood, as odd as that is. But anyway, start at the top, wash down. Pretty simple. Everybody's heard that, and that's what you do. I like to start with the flat spots, the roof, the hood, the trunk. Start all that first. Make sure you keep plenty of soap on your rag. That's what floats the dirt off of it. You don't want to scratch it, because really washing a car it's a blessing and a curse. You got to keep them clean, but every time you wash them, understand that you are putting scratches in. Minute as they may be, you won't see them today, but after years of washing it, you look back and you see them scratches. That was because you kept your car clean, and there's nothing you can do about that. And if you drive one every day, there's really nothing you can do about it. Nice thing with the sun out, you don't have to really rush. Because really you're battling water spots with the sun coming out. And that's the most common problem in paint. You look at it, water spots. And once they get in there anymore, it's very hard to get them off. Yeah, to run these emblems good too. If you got emblems, you get dirt stuck inside of them, and you get the car driving, you see that, and it really sticks out like a sore thumb. So make sure you scrub around that and your cracks all really good. Wherever the body comes together, where your ground effects attached to the body, all those places, very hard to get to, and because of that, dirt accumulates, and it accumulates. By the time you see it, it's very hard to get off because it's encrusted on there. All right, now it's washed. Now it's partly dry. You'll notice I've got the doors and the hood open. And the reason that you do that is you want to dry all your jams out. You want to get in there and dry all that trunk lid out. You want to dry all your door jams. Wipe underneath your door. You can even see where I haven't wiped underneath that door. It's dirty. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but what you're doing there is you're wiping the moisture out. Obviously, you don't want that moisture in there, and you're wiping the dirt out. And believe it or not, we're not done there, because once we do that, then the next thing I'll do is I'll drive it. I need to run down the street anyhow, so I'm going to dry out my jams. I'm going to run down the street, get the water blown out of it, and bring it back. Once we get it back, then we can finish drying it. When you wash a car, your rotors, your brake rotors will get rust on them. And as soon as you hit those brakes the first time, that rust dust will get onto those rims. A lot of people think that is dust from their pads, and sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's just the rust from their rotors. So what we need to do is go out, blow the water out of it, and get the rust off those rotors. And when we get back, we'll wipe it down one last time and get any spots off it, and it'll be ready to go for morning. Alrighty, I'll see you when I get back. We're back. You can kind of see what I'm saying. You know, you got water spots. Now you got water everywhere on the car. You've washed it, and you let this dry, and tomorrow when you come out, you'll look at it and say, I thought I washed it. And now you can see that the rotor on the wheel there is clean. It was covered in rust, and now all that rust dust is on the wheels. I'll wipe a wheel here in a minute and just show you what I'm talking about. But now the trick is just to go around it, do the final wall dry. You want to do this outside because you can see so much better. So get it back outside, see where your water's at, see where your water spots are at. Take some quick detail or something like that, and clean it off, and you should be ready to go. I don't think we need to do the interior on it today. It's pretty clean. I've been able to keep it pretty clean this week. I can just dust off the floor mat and I'll be alright. So we'll do a video on interior care here in the future. But that'll do it. We'll finish drying her off, get her in the garage for the night. We'll be ready to go for the weekend. Y'all have a good Memorial Day weekend if I don't talk to you before then. And thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye. Alright, one thing I forgot to show you, and I've commented about it, so I feel obligated to come back. Tire shine. They make these nice applicators here. This is a Zano 16 tire and gloss. You just put a little bit on there, let it absorb into that sponge just for a minute. And I'm doing this backwards, I'm sorry. Got the camera set up wrong, but anyways, you just take it, wipe it on. This is a new applicator, so it's a little stiff. Once they get broke in, they work a whole lot better. And they look like they're formed for the tire, but you can see that doesn't fit my tire very well. So I don't necessarily use it that way, but you just want to get it on there even, and it won't fling off. Get all the way out to the edge and try to get down here at the bottom. Get all the way out to the edge, because if you leave that tread, you'll see it, and that'll make the car look dirty. So there you are. I think everybody will agree that tire looks better now than it did when I started.